What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, a Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. We will be continuing the greatest fighters of all time with Pedro Martinez, one of the greatest Puerto Rican fighters of all time outside of Cisco Escobar, alongside with him. So let's take a look at his career. Now, in this greatest fighters of all time series, Pedro Martinez comes to mind. Pedro Martinez was out of Puerto Rico, but he fought particularly out of New York in the 1935s, 1936 years. And Pedro Martinez's greatest claim to fame was when he whipped Lou Ambers in an overweight match at Madison Square Garden. Ambers was a lightweight champion. This brought about a highly discussed return bout in the Polo Grounds on the Carnival of Champions. That's when you have 4 champions fighting that same night. When 4 champions defended their crowns in a 15-round title bout, Ambers retained his title on this occasion. Pedro was born in Puerto Rico on April 24, 1914, and he retired from the ring in 1940, shortly after he was stopped by Henry Armstrong. Now, see, Henry Armstrong, I did a profile on him. And if you go back and check out Henry Armstrong, you're going to see why he retired after that fight with Armstrong. But Pedro Martinez was one of the greatest Puerto Rican fighters of all time, along with Cisco Escobar. And you had greats much later on, Camacho, Rosario. I'm going to do a tribute to the Puerto Rican fighters one day. But let's take a look at Pedro Martinez's ring career. Once again, he was born April 24th, 1914, Cavite, Puerto Rico, nationality Puerto Rican. He weighed 135 pounds. He stood 5 foot 5 inches. He began his professional career in 1931, defeated Jesus Rodell, 8 rounds, James Greaves in 6 rounds, Kid Langford in 10 rounds, Flores Cacario in 8 rounds. Just double checking myself here. In 1932, knocked out Schmeling Rizio, 4 rounds. In 1933, he defeated Emilio Morris in San Juan, Puerto Rico. 10 rounds, and he won a Puerto Rican lightweight title. Knocked out Felix Perez in 1 round. Emilio Morris in 10. That was a 10-round draw. Emilio Morris 10-round victory. Firpo Zulanalo in 8 rounds. 1934, he fought 7 times, all knockouts. Looks like 6 times. 1935, Tiger Defer. January 11th, Paris, killed him in 6 rounds. January 18th, Corinth, Paris, killed him in 5 rounds. January 28th, San Jack, Paris, killed him in 4 rounds. February 5th, Denel, Paris, killed him in 3 rounds. And this goes on and on and on. All knockouts, 1 draw. April 16th. The rest all knockouts. 1936, Al Roth, February 3rd. New York, defeated him in 10 rounds. February 12th, Paris, Apais, New York, killed him in 6 rounds. March 23rd, Bobby Pancho, very good fighter, New York, defeated him in 10 rounds. April 27th, Aldo Spaldi, another outstanding fighter, New York, defeated him in 10 rounds. May 15th, Leonard Del Gino, New York, defeated him in 10 rounds. 1937, February 4th, Joe Laforsky, New York, knocked him out in 2 rounds. All knockouts. He had 1 win in 12 rounds, 1937, February 20th. April 5th, Lou Ambers, New York, defeated him in 10 rounds. And that's the fight that really opened up the eyes of all the people in this country, because Lou Ambers was an outstanding fighter. Phil Baker, June 7th, New York, killed him in 2 rounds. Phil Baker was a very good fighter. July 26th, Wesley Ramsey, another outstanding fighter. Los Angeles, killed in 1 round. Wesley Ramsey fought all the Armstrongs, and he fought everybody at that time. August 16th, Freddie Red Cochran, Jersey City, killed him in 2 rounds. Freddie Red Cochran would be welterweight champion. August 23rd, Lou Macy, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, killed him in 3 rounds. September 23rd, Lou Ambers, New York, he lost 15 rounds for the World Lightweight Championship. That was that carnival of champions I was talking about earlier. That was in the polograms. 1938, Tommy Spingo, very good fighter. February 7th, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, defeated him in 10 rounds. An outstanding win. April 25th, Tommy Cross, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 10-round draw. September 16th, Jimmy Garrison, another outstanding fighter, New York, defeated him in 10 rounds. Lou Raymond, December 23rd, Brooklyn, New York, killed him in 3 rounds. 1939, January 10th, Tommy Rawson, New York City, killed him in 2 rounds. This is phenomenal. Jimmy Vaughn, January 31st, New York, defeated him in 8 rounds. Wow. March 10th, Jackie Kid Bird. Jackie Kid Bird would be champion. New York, killed him in 5 rounds. You know, in this sport, a lot of times there's opportunities. March 27th, Phil Furr, another good fighter, New York, killed him in 1 round. Bucky Jones, New York, defeated him in 8 rounds. This is in April 13th. April 25th, young Peter Jackson, Los Angeles, California, defeated him in 10 rounds. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. Howard Scott, August 22nd, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, killed him in 2 rounds. 1940, January 24th, Henry Armstrong, New York, he was stopped in 9 rounds for the World Welterweight title. October 29th, George Martin, Brooklyn, he lost in 8 rounds. And that was towards the end of his career, but you have to understand something here. The fighters that I just showed you, amazing. Amazing what he did with his career, with these fighters. Outstanding fighter, Pedro Martinez. Salute to him. No question about it. One of the greatest Puerto Rican fighters of all time. Salute to Pedro Martinez. Just been entered in my museum with the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a tribute to the Puerto Rican fighters coming up. But meanwhile, this is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Salute.